Were you under the impression that Google Incognito kept your browsing private?
Yes, I was.
They didn't. Google used your data to sell advertising.
Thank you for ruining my day, jerk. Child abuse. Messing my whole kid's life up because it's funny. Child abuse. I'ma just gaslight you if you say something. Child abuse. I would do anything for a viral video. That's still child abuse. You don't know me, bitch, so just mind your business. Child abuse. What do I care how you raise your fucking kid?
What you're about to see is possibly the most compelling evidence of paranormal activity ever captured, and it all comes from the Watts family home. As the canine unit arrives on scene, multiple events are captured by the officer's body cam. This is a warning. The footage you're about to see may disturb you. As officers enter the home, the faint apparitions of small children can be seen briefly appearing above the staircase. As they continue sweeping the house, the officers capture something on camera that neither of them can explain, and they both hear it in real time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Oh my gosh. What in the world is that?
Wow.
Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It sort of sounds like it.
Something. I heard it.
That one, did you hear it?
I did.
Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid.
It did.
Definitely scent coming out of there.
Yeah.
And most disturbing EVP captured.
Here's a pair of her.
According to many online, if it weren't for this being an official investigation, they would have no choice to believe that this was fake. What's even more shocking is that these are not the only EVPs captured in the 1 hour long video. About a month after Chris confesses to what he did and is arrested, police receive a call from a neighbor claiming to have seen a woman walking around the Watts home. As police arrive on scene, the garage light is on and the following events are captured.
Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house?
974 Chico traffic, the clearance.
Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house, make yourself known. Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house?
last apparition is seen on tape. The silhouette of a small child can be seen once again standing above the staircase just behind the officer. The body cam footage documenting the aftermath of August 13th, 2018 captures a haunting reflection of the Watts family tragedy, compelling skeptics of the paranormal to reconsider, leaving all viewers with the belief that the souls of these 3 victims have yet to find peace. What do you believe?
What just arrived is amazing, and I'm gonna go live when Chris gets here because he'll kill me if I tried these without him. Chris should be here any minute.
Oh, wow. So good.
I think the music was a little excessive at the end. I mean, okay, I'm scared. Oh, it's ghosts of the people. Okay, I get it. Very good production. Thank you, TikToker who made that. Here's the one caveat with the Maritime lawyer. He or she can't help you if you jump off the boat. You don't want to stop yourself from getting the big payout that the Maritime attorney can get you. Rule of thumb, stay on the boat if you can.
Look, he's coming quick.
Yeah, that was a barracuda. You know, the fuck no fish that turned Nemo's mom into supper? I got good news and I got bad news. These ocean butter knives are carnivorous and can grow up to 5.5 feet long. These sea separators swim so fast they can cut their prey in half. When this sea snake knife attacks, it can swim up to 60 kilometers per hour, and with teeth sharper than a pinhead, it just cuts things clean in half. They have adapted for fish that are more difficult to consume by having sheath in the bottom jaw of their mouth for each one of the teeth on the upper row. Like a locking mechanism, each one of its teeth lock into the sheath at the bottom so that the fish cannot get away. Their prey items often sexually identify as a quarter because they're also shiny, so they like shiny things. So you're less likely to get attacked by one if you don't wear a watch or a ring or anything shiny into the ocean. Now for the positive news. On the bright side, that barracuda probably wasn't trying to attack that guy. Like your girlfriend on a date with your french fries, they'll sometimes follow the larger predator and get some of the leftovers.
So, is old boy a leftover? And the barracuda is like, oh no, the tiger sharks are coming for you.
Hold on, tiger sharks. Tiger sharks.
I'm just trying to get a toe, a fingernail if I could. Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you. Ha! To my channel members. No diddy when I say member. Thank you to my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding, but seriously, join. Thank you.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Honestly, my nigga, we could have stopped at the cave and underwater. That's enough. But this, the fire, and then he touches it, that says there's not a lot of oxygen in these places, but you want to go in the cave. I don't want to go. I'm not racist. That's just not what I'm on. And then I don't fuck with the ocean in Italy. Don't worry about it. They gonna bring the ocean right to your door. That's awesome.
5 people have been found guilty and sentenced to life in prison after Louisiana completes its first RICO case. All 5 men ages 21 to 25 were part of a gang called the Young and Reckless. And on the night of the murder, one of the gang members' sister went to the victim's house to buy some pills. And after taking the pills, she overdosed and almost died. The gang leader then put together a plan to kill the man who sold her the pills. And around 10:50 p.m., they showed up to his house and knocked on the front door. And when he opened it, they shot him dead. They shot him a total of 21 times with 3 different guns.
What the fuck? Was this nigga a vampire? God damn. 3 different guns, nigga? Yo, the regular bullets was in this gun. Nigga used the silver bullets on this one. Okay.
District Attorney Tony Clayton said, "Young folks, you want to be involved in gangs? Guide yourself accordingly, as the buck stops here. We're no longer playing with you. We're no longer dealing with you. We will make an example out of you, just like we did with these 5 convicted murderers."
In the Book of Enoch, a very mysterious story of 200 angels or watchers descended upon the top of Mount Hermon, which ended in humanity worshiping the false gods of the ancient world. Well, a British man by the name Sir Charles Warren was the chief of police for London and went to Mount Hermon while mapping out the Israel and Palestine area and described what he found. He saw a giant ancient temple in a spiral formation, and in the center appeared to be an altar for sacrifices. Along with this, he discovered a giant stone tablet with carvings and writings on it, which they brought back to England. The British Museum put it in the archives where no one was allowed to conduct any further research on it. Strange, right? Well, it gets even weirder. If we look at Mount Hermon today at its peak, there is a UN lookout post that only high-ranking soldiers and officials are allowed to enter. They have banned any archaeological digging in or around that area. What could they be hiding there and why? And could this be even more evidence that the Book of Enoch was removed from the Bible, as it holds powerful and truthful knowledge that they don't want us to know?
Yo, the Bible's not real, religion's not real, it was all made up by men to get your money. That being said, why the fuck do I have to do some weird devil sacrifice to get into the music industry? Don't you hear how good my music is? Why the fuck would I have to suck the devil's cock? I thought the devil didn't exist because God don't exist. Make up your fucking mind. God. My fucking nerves, bitch.
Methuselah is a very curious character in the Bible. He actually lived until he was 969 years old, making him the oldest person in this book. But what's really strange is that even though he was alive with Noah at the same time, Methuselah did not make it on the ark. See, the name Methuselah has this definition that translates to "his death shall send." And conveniently, the Great Flood happened in the very same year that Methuselah died. Now, Enoch was actually Methuselah's father, and a lot of people seem to forget this. But Enoch was literally taken up to heaven by God. He does have his own book called the Book of Enoch, which describes his journey into heaven. But it's common knowledge that this book isn't actually written by him, which is quite strange, because the Bible still quotes this book verbatim in the book of Jude.
It's literally right here. Enoch prophesied, saying, "Behold, the Lord came with many thousands of his holy ones." And this is the book of Enoch, which literally says, "Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment."
Yet still, the book of Enoch was excluded from scripture. Which leads me to Adam and Eve, whose story was actually written down by Moses. See, just like the book of Enoch, the story of Adam and Eve wasn't actually written down by them. But this leaves me with so many unanswered questions. For example, what did Adam and Eve even look like? Well, there is actually this whole book called the Book of Adam and Eve. It's this story which recounts the first days of the first ever humans. And in this book, it actually turns out that Adam and Eve used to glow with light. Apparently, when they were in the garden, they had this brightly shining nature. But after they sinned, that light was permanently extinguished. See, Adam and Eve had an epic story about loss and redemption. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because these were the days of Adam.
Is that a new show on Netflix? Because I'll watch it. Because when it comes to this religion stuff, it's you don't know. Like, people talk to me and say, "Yo, you know so much about scriptures. I don't believe you haven't accepted Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior." Here's the thing about that whole thing. Why are you so possessive? Why why is he your personal Lord and Savior? The fuck is he, my personal trainer? He can't help anybody else get in shape except for me? What the fuck is going on? Let me get a little more knowledge. Okay, Dad, Mom, can I do that? Can I be the prodigal son? Can I go and explore the world and then realize you were right and then come back? Or do I have to shut the fuck up and realize you're right now? Mighty haughty of you.
Say some. Emiliano. Hello.
Yeah, I just had to show you again without the comedic undertones because this is in fact child abuse. I'm from Generation X. And all the generations before that, this is tame. It's a joke. It's funny. Your soft generation, you can't deal with it. Generation Alpha, Generation Beta, Millennials. This is child abuse for y'all because kids have been raising kids. Generation X, we were the last generation of adults. That's why they call us X. Don't you get it? These people, they make 75-year plans. How long you think they've been doing that? Thousands of years. They planned stuff out 75 years ahead. So they already knew we was going to be tough as nails. They needed you to be soft as tissue because how else would they sell you on your favorite gym turning into a gay bar right underneath your nose? They needed for you to be soft. Because you're soft, this is now child abuse. You can't do this to a kid. You're going to traumatize the kid. Trauma is a part of our existence as Generation Xers and before then. Dude, I ate lead paint for fun. I'm not even joking with you. Hold on.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Mom, I got a real quick question for you. Why did I eat lead paint?
Because you were a kid.
Okay. I'm going to talk to you later, okay, Mom?
Hey, Adonis.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye. So a kid who eats lead paint for fun is not going to be scared of something like this. And even my generation, we were soft compared to my mom's generation. And my mom was soft compared to my grandmother's generation, and so on and so on and so on. So this is child abuse. Look how these kids are reacting. They're traumatized. You can't do that. And that's what's creepy about this. It's creepy that you think this is funny. It's creepy that this kid is going to tell you, I'm traumatized by this cactus thing. And how could you put, when your kid looks at this video that's online forever now, they're going to say, how could you do this to me, Mom?
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGenerate. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Trump arraignment yesterday. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Definitely not normal. There were a few of him there like this. Very obvious that we're in a spiritual or some type of warfare going on here for sure. Look at his eyes. That is not normal. Not normal. Can anybody tell me who he is? Secret Service? What was his purpose on being there? Because his eyes, something is going on there. Definitely. Trump arraignment yesterday. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Definitely not normal. There were a few of him there like this.
I'm telling y'all, they always hide the truth in plain sight.
Sure is. Make a deal with me, kid. You can have the car and everything that goes along with it. So what do you say?
Two things. That's a Freemason sign ring. And, wait a minute, that's obviously the devil.
Well, there's other stuff in there too. If you listen to the song, what is that? Sympathy for the Devil, I think it's called, by the Rolling Stones. You guys leave it in the comments. Also, shout out to my white people who put me on to rock and roll. You know, when I got put on to classic rock and roll, I was mad. I felt like I totally got gypped out of my life. Like, I'm listening to like Zeppelin and Seeger. I'm like, what is this? What the fuck is going on? I never heard of this shit. I was mad as fuck. Anyway, it's a lot of symbolism in there. And that song, those lyrics for Sympathy for the Devil, I mean, look at the fucking name of the song, Sympathy for the Devil. I thought the devil wasn't real. How could the devil be real if...
The structure that was found in 1994 called the Göbekli Tepe has thrown off archaeology. They've been teaching since I don't even know when that the Sumerians are the ones that had the first written language. But they found the Göbekli Tepe, which is a structure that dates back to 11,600 years ago. At that time, these pillars, they weigh up to like 10 tons each, and they have these intricate carvings on them. This temple existed 6,000 years before the Sumerians and 7,000 years before Stonehenge and the pyramids. What they found that was so crazy is that these carvings and stuff have these very intricate layouts of the star constellations.
Okay.
And there's the star constellation, it's called like Vulture Stone. It like depicts the alignment of the stars and the sun. Almost, it was a prediction of when the flood was going to happen. So the flood, in theory, that the whole world talks about, every culture has a flood story, that happened 5,000 years ago. This pillar is 11,000.